Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. In case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today I'm not using any props. We're gonna do a full body flexibility practice. So find just a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So let's begin today in a nice comfy seat. We'll start with our neck a little bit. So you can place your hands on your knees or in your lap. Take an inhale to bring some length into your spine. Feel free to close your eyes and then just let your chin start to tip down towards your collarbone. Bringing some length into the back of your neck. And as you keep your spine nice and long, allow your shoulders to soften. Fall away from your ears. Also relaxing through your forehead and your jaw. And then letting an inhale help you roll your head over towards your right shoulder. Go nice and slow so that you can feel the stretch all along the way. Keep going until your head's kind of in line with your shoulder. And you're feeling a nice stretch through the side of your neck. And then let's stay here for just another inhale. Moving your head back down as you exhale. Slow movement. Once your chin is tipping down towards your collarbone again, lengthen your spine, soften your shoulders, and then use an inhale to roll your head over to the other side. Take your time. Enjoy the journey. A very simple head roll. Breathing softly. Feel the length through your neck. Staying for just another inhale and then using the exhale to gently bring your chin back down. Once your head is tipping forwards, bring a little bit more length into your spine. Soften your shoulders again, and you can slowly lift your head back up. And maybe opening your eyes along the way. We're gonna move into tabletop, so onto our hands and knees. You can spread your fingers out wide, maybe taking a gentle sway of the hips side to side. And then we're gonna open our knees up so you can bring them out to the edges of your mat. And sending your hips back towards your heels. Slide your big toes together. We're going to keep our chest lifted here. Just a little push into the hands to bring the hips back towards the heels. So you can walk your hands as close to you as you would like. But keeping the knees wider. If your hips are touching your heels now with your big toes together, you can either stay or we can widen the feet. Bring some space between the feet, a little push into the hands, sending the hips back towards the heels again. Now your hips probably won't find your heels depending on how wide you've taken the feet, but just send them back. If you feel good here in your hips, you can either stay or you can widen your feet again. I would say go only as wide as your knees are, with the toes pointing back. Find a sweet spot where your hips are like, oh, there it is. As you gently push into your hands, sending the hips back, and maybe you will be lowering your forehead down, lowering your chest down. Maybe you stop on your forearms, or maybe you go all the way. If you did lower your upper body, we're going to start to lift up again. So plant your hands, let your hips start to lift. You can scoot your knees in and the feet too. Take a little sway of your hips side to side. We're going to cross our ankles and sit down with our legs in front of us. We're going to keep our right leg out long and the left foot can find the inner thigh. Bring some length into your spine. Point your toes up. You can stay sitting tall or you can fold forwards towards your knee. Taking a moment here. Stretch your right leg. Feel nice after being in that child's pose. And then we can lift back up. And if you want to take your left hand to your low back with your palm facing behind you, you could rest your hand on your low back. You could slide your arm a little further behind so that maybe your left hand is on your right hip with your palm facing away, but just tucking the arm behind your back might give you some shoulder love. Try to continue to face forwards, face your right leg, and then maybe sitting tall is enough for you. Maybe you're gonna start to tip forwards. If your hand starts to slide around, you could hold it in place with your right hand. You can let your chest tip forwards a little more. Or stay sitting nice and tall, maybe pointing your right toes up. And then if you are folding forwards here, start to lift up again. You can take your hand or your hands back in front of you, wherever they happen to be. Turn your chest towards your left knee a little bit. Bring your right hand maybe on top of your leg, maybe to the inside of your leg. Push into the fingertips to bring some length into the spine. Point your right toes up as well. Your chest turning to the left side a little bit. You can always stay sitting nice and tall. Great place to be in this twist. Or we can start to tip over towards our knee, towards our leg, but with our chest facing the left side this time. So your hands can move on the floor, wherever you feel supported by them. The left arm maybe will reach up above you. Maybe it will come a little closer to your ear. Chest just staying open to the left side or a side stretch. And then using an inhale to lift yourself back up. If you were folding, take your chest, turn it to face forwards. We can just slide our legs back together, side by side, maybe giving your knees a little bit of a squeeze. Or rock side to side if you'd like. And then we'll switch sides. So the left leg can come out, right foot to the inner thigh somewhere. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Nothing fancy to start. Point your toes up, face forwards. Stay sitting nice and tall or take a tip forwards. See how that feels on your leg, on your back. Enjoy a few breaths here. And then maybe you'll start to lift back up and be taking your right hand this time to your low back or to the left hip, with your palm facing away from you. Maybe you have your other hand, hold it in place. Continue to face your leg, your foot. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe you're good sitting here nice and tall, a little bit of effort. No hands. And then if you do want to tip forward, see how that feels on your arm and shoulder, on your leg, on your back. Continue to point your left toes up if possible. And if you are folding forwards, you can start to lift up again. You can bring your hands back in front of you and slowly turn the chest towards your right knee. Maybe bringing your hands down, maybe on top of your leg. Lengthen your spine though, a little push into the fingertips. Sit tall, a twist. And maybe a side stretch too. If you want to start to tip over, keep your chest open towards the right side. Bring your hands where you want them to be, especially the left one that's on the ground. If you're going to be reaching up and leaning over, let that right arm lift. Stretch. Point your left toes up again. Awesome, you guys. Use a nice big inhale to lift back up. Turn your chest to face forwards. Bring your legs back together. Maybe give your knees a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a hug. And then we're going to come over onto our knees again. So back into your tabletop. Back into your tabletop where you might take another sway of the hips. And then using an inhale, start to drop your belly down. Lift your chest, maybe your chin too. Hold it here, arching through the back. Maybe let your eyes close. Let your belly drop down towards your mat. Maybe lift your chest just a touch higher. Maybe it doesn't actually move, just a thought. Stay for an inhale, and then as you exhale, round your spine. Give your belly a big squeeze. Push into your hands. Tuck your chin towards your collarbone. And then let an inhale bring you back to a long spine. Reaching both of your arms out in front, palms facing down. Your hips can stay high as you melt your forehead and your chest down for your puppy dog stretch. Take another breath. And then slowly lift your chest back up and walk your hands towards the shoulders again. Maybe take a little sway with your body. And then cross your ankles. Have a seat, legs out in front for just a moment. If you want a quick hug of your knees before you lay down, you can take that. But then we're going to make our way onto our backs. Maybe your knees will find your chest. Lifting the feet. Adding a little rock side to side. From here, if you would like to move into happy baby, or maybe it looks more like a reclined child's pose. As you open your knees out wide, you can let the feet just dangle where they want to be. Maybe you're going to lift your feet up and try to send the soles of your feet up straight above you. Sending your low back down into your mat when it starts to lift. And then if you do have your feet, let them fall back together. Maybe keeping your knees out wide though. We're gonna let our feet come all the way down. Maybe our knees can stay out wide or find their way out wide once the feet are touching down, making a diamond shape with your leg. Resting your arms somewhere comfortable, maybe at your sides or your hands on your belly. And then just letting your eyes close. Find some stillness throughout your body. Relaxing through your shoulders. Softening through your hips. And then one leg or one foot at a time. You can move them out long, out wide. Maybe a gentle sway of the hips. And staying here in Shavasana for as long as you have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.